Hello everyone, Tactical Itch here. It's been a couple weeks and man, I miss playing Total War Warhammer for a bit there. Uh, Last week we weren't able to set up a 20 because we didn't have enough people showing up, but that's also partly because the new patch was imminent and yeah, it's also not what that wait, was the new patch up yet last Wednesday? Probably not. But yeah, either ways, yeah. Anyways, we skipped a couple weeks. Last week we canceled it, but the week before, unfortunately, I was at a work commitment, so I was away from my PC, wasn't able to host. But this time we are back with another Wednesday Faction War. So welcome back, everyone. We're expecting some fun games today. And yeah, might actually do a short video to cover what I was missing the 24, because I was actually at Gamescom a couple weeks back. So yeah, I actually saw a lot of cool indie games. Well, yeah, it was for work, but yeah, I still got time to go around and check out a lot of cool indie games and stuff. And I feel like maybe I want to play with them a bit. Maybe on stream, maybe in a video, maybe. But yeah, either ways, I might actually make a short video to talk about stuff. Travel vlog, perhaps. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, anyways. Hello, Captain Tillis, and yeah, welcome to another midweek 20 today. And yeah, good to see everyone again. Yeah. Today, for this first battle, though, we have Skaven versus the Tomb Kings. This is gonna be rough for the Skavens. They need to really set up a strong box, or maybe they might go on kiting. It's hard to tell. Skaven has basically two main ways to play: box or like mass Night Runner kite. And this time seems like they're picking the Night Runner kite method. Although there's a lot of red ogres and a single Teethbreaker Rattling Gun as well. Huh, okay. This is gonna be an interesting battle for sure. Oh, actually, I should go and plug my events somewhere else as well. Doing some self-promotion and stuff, maybe? Yeah. Let me just quickly do that. Give me a second. Alright. I think we are ready. Alright, cool. Let's go. So in this one, we do allow a couple of these ethereal Tomb King units, as long as they're bringing Arc and the Black. So yeah, we're seeing some Hax Raves. The Nagash. It's kind of like a Nagash unit more than a Vampire Count unit at this point. Rips Cigarette Leech spam. That is gonna be a problem, but these are Brood Horrors though, so they have regeneration to counter that, so it's not as lethal. The Spellcaster though is still gonna get wrecked, but that is a different question here. Anyways, for the army belt here, for those pesky Skavens, a ton of numbers for sure. Climate Spears in front, backed up by a few Red Ogres, 4 of them in total. 1 Teethbreaker, we covered that in the army build screen. Not army build screen, army load screen. Ashen Triads for some sneaky Guandao infantry, anti-large armor piercing and armor sundering. Excuse me. Breathe in at the wrong timing and choke myself. No, it's alive. Fucking hell. Yeah. 4 units of Night Runners going with a little bit of a kitey approach and leading the army. Packmaster supporting a Warlord, both on Brute Horrors, so they are fairly tanky, fairly survivable with their regeneration and a monstrous HP pool to absorb some of the damage from the Spirit Leech. Warlock Engineer leading, providing spell support with Flensing Ruin and Flensing Ruin only. Probably just gonna dump all of that onto Arc in the Black. Now for the Tomb Kings, just a wide line of skeleton warriors, some with spears, some without, and a few skeleton horses on the side. Plus 1 Hexrave unit hiding in the forest. We allowed that. Last time we unfortunately allowed them to allow all the units from the Nagash rosters, the special Nagash campaign only units, And I did not realize that those units are severely overpowered with insane ward save and even spell resistance, making them really, really freaking hard to kill. But yeah, this time we are only allowing 2 in total. So there's only 1 Hexwraith on the field instead of a whole army of Nagash units. So yeah, things are a little bit more manageable, I assume. Anyways, Clara Spears will be clashing against the Skeleton Spears and Warriors. Yeah. And Fate of Buna immediately on to the Teeth Breakers here. Oh, there's also a couple Hero Titans here. Didn't really mention it. Although one of them is getting absolutely wrecked by those Teeth Breakers. But the Teeth Breakers themselves are getting wrecked pretty hard too. That's why you probably want 2 units of Rattling Guns if you're bringing it against any army with Lord of Death. Because a single Fate of Buna, as you can see, will just immediately delete the whole thing. Which is not great. Anyways, we are seeing some Wolf Rats with Poison jumping onto the Aero Titan. Not gonna do anything to them, honestly. Just gonna get stomped and terrified away as the Hexwraiths are jumping in. Night Runners are kiting, but they're not mainly armor piercing, so they are gonna struggle to damage those armored constructs. While at the back there, the Skeleton Mobility are wrapping around, trying to intrude into the back line and maybe do some nasty rear charges. While the double Brute Horrors are reaching out of the enemy front line, trying to get to Arcane the Black and snipe him out. Spirit Leeches are on the way. I assume this is a regular Spirit Leech, it's hard to tell. Because there's also the possibility of a bound Spirit Leech, right? Well, actually, I don't think it's the Aero Titan Spirit Leech. They can only use 1. Oh, I know. That is the Aero Titan Spirit Leech. And with some stomping from the Aero Titan, the Warlord actually taking a good chunk of damage. Might want to get out of there because he's completely surrounded. Spirit Leech and immediately terrified away. Well, not terrified, but just straight up shock damage to the point of normal mold breaking. And with the Spirit Leech's spam, yeah, that is indeed Rip Spirit Leech spam. Actually, yeah, I didn't make the connection between Spirit Leech spam between Arcane the Black and the double Aero Titan. That's 4 bound Spirit Leeches and the regular Spirit Leeches, so definitely very nasty. Arcane the Black is going to commit to chasing down the Warlord there. The frontline engagement-wise, seems like this even actually beat down the Skellies, thanks to the Red Ogres helping. But backline-wise, the Skeleton Horses are just wrapping around and eliminating the Skaven rear defenses. Not that they have much to begin with. Cleansing Ruin being cast onto these 2 big chunky single entities here, trying to drain them down to death while the Hexwraith is unopposed right now. Nothing really to stop it from going ham against all those scattered Skaven units. And Red Ogres are also faltering a bit to being overwhelmed by sheer numbers. They're taking a lot of attrition, even if they're managing to barely holding back those Skeleton Horses. The Aero Titan is taking quite some damage. I assume it's because the Ashen Triads are in there and doing some mad damage so far. Most of the damage probably. The Warlock Engineer didn't do that much either. Not entirely sure how, but yeah. The Aero Titan themselves are quite damaged, but I don't see how the Skavens can bring this one back. Losing those Teeth Breakers is massive. Not bringing Poison Wing Globes, it's definitely a little bit of a drawback here. Just that Skavens simply don't have any good ways to clear out all the chaff, and they have to grind through it. And Skavens, being Skavens, they're not the most reliable infantry. They managed to grind down the Skeleton Spears thanks to the Red Ogres being nearby, but the Red Ogres are now being slowly overwhelmed. Arcane the Black is actually winning against the Packmaster in a melee fight. Probably because the Skeleton Horses are helping out and the Hero Horses as well. And the Warlord is gone. Earlier we seen him being chased off and pushed away by Arcane the Black, and he took a little bit more damage in the process, probably more Spirit Leeches as well, and he's just running off the map from the white line. Raven, fate of Skaven weapon teams. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, if you don't bring more than 1, then like 1 single Fate of Buna is the end of your damage output. And that's probably why Poison Wing Globes are so good, because they kill all the chaff while being relatively cheap. So even if one of them eats a Fate of Buna, you still have 2 to 3 more to go, depending on how many you want to bring. Maybe 1 to 3 more to go. That's probably more reasonable numbers. But yeah, just from the build wise, seems like the Tomb Kings had a massive advantage here. Curb stomping the poor warlord who tried to go after Arkan the Black, but Arkan is not too shabby in melee. And then with the Spirit Leeches spam there, yeah, the warlord is dead. Like, it's just Spirit Leech after Spirit Leech after Spirit Leeches. He did not have a time to stay there and regenerate, which I guess is one of the ways to deal with a regenerating unit, right? You just quickly burst them down and send them routing, and then make sure you see them off the map. Just don't give them any time and space to heal. And yeah, the Flying Samurai did some damage, but yeah, the rest of the army from the Skavens didn't quite do much here. Teeth Breakers has some really good damage potential for the good, what, half a minute to 1 minute that they existed on the battlefield. They already got like half of their value back. But the problem is that, of course, one fate of Buna is enough to delete them, and after losing Teeth Breakers, there's just no good ways to kill off the Double Arrow Titan, and that spells the end of the Skavens, as any attempt they try to challenge the Tomb Kings in melee just got stomped to death by, curb stomped by those Arrow Titans double teaming the Skaven character. And yeah, that is going to be GG here. Arrow Titan strong. Indeed, indeed. In the right situation for sure. Alright, that is a rather quick first battle. Let's see if we have any replays coming in. Not yet, so we might just have to wait for the other players to finish their game. Yeah, maybe we can play some games ourselves. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, so this week we finally have the official 6.3 patch. Last week they updated the patch, but unfortunately there's a bit of a problem of crashing with AMD graphics card, I think. I forgot if it's, I think it's graphics card. So it was in like beta patch only, and this week I think they fixed the problem, so that's why we officially rolled into the 6.3 patch. But overall, I don't see a lot of changes that actually impacts multiplayer in the patch. Let's see, I think Mazdamundi has a change. Oh, Mazdamundi no longer has a dampened effect from the skill Soul of Stone. I think that's the only thing, right? Yeah, I don't think there's anything that actually impacts multiplayer much. Yeah. Cool. So the meta will largely be the same, and we'll see. I'm playing Ogre Kingdoms today, so I'm planning to keep playing around with the Purple Son of Zerus, because like we've played it with other factions before. For example, not on my stream, I was playing it on Tequila's Tony like a few weeks, probably a month, more than a month back, using aspiring champions, trying to dump a Purple Son of Zerus on top of them and nuke every single enemy infantry around, and aspiring champions, well, they don't care about those AoE vortex, and I find the spell quite useful if you're taking the Necrotic Vampire Lord. Like, Necrotic Vampire Lord, nobody ever actually uses him. Like, Von Carstein Vampire Lord had a use because he had the Storm of the Night. Blood Dragon, if somebody feels spicy and want a very good melee character, they would also bring that. Strigoi is the tanky version, the tankiest of them all, just having really strong regeneration. But Necrotic and Lamia Vampire Lord had pretty much nobody using them before. Especially Lamia and Vampire Lord. Unfortunately, she's still kind of useless. So nobody really brings her. But Necrotic actually has a use now that Purple Son of Zerus is actually good. You bring that, and then you bring, I don't know, some passive abilities, spells, whatever. And then you have a pretty solid caster lord on a zombie dragon. Without needing to go with Baldi. Well, these are vampire lords, so most of them are bold anyways. But yeah, you don't have to go with Manfred von Carstein, which is quite expensive. I guess his abilities makes it worth it. Just that you need to stick him in a melee fight to get the sword to recharge, and it doesn't necessarily pan out for the vampire lord because you're kind of risking your lord every time you do that. Necroc doesn't really have that problem. Also, still have access to Spirit Leech, Purple Sun, and Invocation of Nahak. The spells that actually matter. I guess you can bring Raise Dead as well, but I don't really do that because you're spending all the magic on these spells anyways. You don't have extra wins for a Raise Dead. So yeah, I like the Necroc Vampire Lord choice. Like bringing out one of the nicher lords once in a while it's fun. Manfred is expensive, boy. He is expensive. We get Life Leeching. We don't even get Curse of Undeath and then Purple Sun. That's already almost 3,000. And this guy, we have 3 spells. We can probably bring a bunch of passives as well. We have 3 spells, Life Leeching, Wild Heart, Arcane Conduit, yeah, Hunger, and we can add Curse of Undeath, and that's only slightly more expensive than Manfred. Like if Manfred wants to get the Curse of Undeath and Invocation and Spirit Leech, he is yeah, he's 200 gold more expensive. He does, and also he has the sword as well, but you don't necessarily need it, I guess. I wouldn't bring that sword. I wouldn't bother going with Manfred. Necroc actually has a decent use. Plus the Wild Heart also brings more recharge. So it would be pretty nice. No MP change. Skelly, Horseman, Emmerich got charged with Reflection on Foot. Big changes. Yeah, Foot Halberd Lord meta now. Horseman Archer of Tomb Kings got nerfed so much. I don't think they've ever been strong ever since Total Warhammer 3. So I don't know what changes they. I mean, I guess I actually am not sure what happened to them. Actually, sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to horse archers because Warhammer 3 has never been like a horse archer meta. That was more of a Warhammer 2 thing, when horse archers are very cost efficient as both a skirmish horse and also a melee disruption force. Anyways, we got a second game replay between Captain Tillis as Slanesh versus Curio with greenskins. So let's have a look at what happened here. Captain Tillis going with a hard-hitting infantry force, 2 Spears Marauders from Slanesh, 2 Forsakens of Slanesh, and some Hellscourge Warriors. Yeah, Hellscourge Warriors. And on the flank there are a lot of mobility Exalted Demonists. Oh, Exalted Demonists, Hellstriders of Slanesh, a couple Murder Horsemen of Slanesh. So yeah, a lot of elite infantry here. Also more Exalted Demonists this time. And more Hellstriders. While the Greenskins are boxing up hard, a line of boys, spears, orc boys with spears, and orc bagons surrounding a core of rusty airs and Ruckluck's armored orcs, giant supporting a goblin, great shaman, and also 2 more black orc big boss, both having rabble rouse to imbue immune to psychology to nearby allies. There's also the Night Goblin fanatics, epic loonies, with their unbreakable trait, and also well, spinning loons, of course, very signature stuff from these crazy gobbles. Leading the army is a goblin great shaman with oh shit. Actually, I'm just gonna skip this for now. Let's go into round 2. Sorry, yeah, the third game just concluded in the 20, so we're not gonna cast it right now. Hold your horses. We are gonna have to play against Sigurd, a very good player. With Warriors of Chaos, I will be going with the Ogre Kingdoms. We shall see what happens here. First of all, I assume we have to set up a lobby for our opponents. Yeah. There we go. We are playing Ogre Kingdoms today. Normally my build would be something like this. And then, yeah. Great weapons, But I think we'll have to change my usual build actually this time around. Just because there has been some nerfs to the army. What if we... Yeah, well, there's been some nerfs to lead belchers in 6.2.2, where their missile penetration has been reduced from 5 to 2. So they're not as good against infantry. Still very good, but not as good. Also, I want to play something different today. Instead of spamming those heals. Double Son of Zeros. Spirit Leech. Oh, and also because there's life leeching, so we'll just get some extra wins out of everything. And yeah, that will be our lord there. With infantry rush, I guess. If there's any heavy infantry, we're just gonna purple sun them. If there isn't, then man eaters will have to do the job. Oh shite. There will be skirmishers. That's something I'm worried about. And I don't have a lot of good answers for. Yeah, let's just bring like a couple. Should I just... Like, it's literally the same build that I bring all the time with like left belchers shooting. So I want to play with the Slaughtermaster of Death and see like if I can just drop the purple sun on top of the ogre bulls and call it a day sometimes or whatnot. So I will do that, and then we just get some birds and cats to deal with the skirmishers. Maybe. Let's just get cats. Don't bother with the birds. That, and then is Gold Gax man eaters. I assume it's gonna be like an armored troll rush. So I'm just gonna bring I assume it's gonna be a troll rush, so I might need to bring max man eaters. And then just conserve the rest of my mobility to deal with possible skirmishers, maybe? I can only bring 3 regular red eaters, damn it. Cry. Yeah, No, I won't be bringing left belchers today. Yeah. That. Yeah, we'll just go pure rushing, whatever the hell. Can we skip some items here? Yes, we can skip bloody cleaver. Probably not a good idea. Extra ingredients, we'll have to keep that. And wait, much is that? Yeah, we'll need a few more of these bad boys, and then like that maybe. All right, let's go. Whatever. Oh wait, no, we're on Pillar of Bone. Hold on. Sorry, I forgot to change. Yep, let me just inform my opponent that I changed maps. I don't want to ambush them with like a sudden terrain change. That would be a very much of a dick move. Daisies are mom, this has to be. It's ogres. Half the units on the roster is pretty much the same unit. It is. It is. It is. But they are the same units, but better. You know, a bigger hammer, a bigger mace, a bigger rock tied to their stick, or just a bigger stick in general. That might work. Alright, and we're loading in. I sure hope that we're not dealing with... yeah, I sure hope that we're not dealing with like a troll spam. That would be that would be a tad bit annoying. And we just have to leave some novelers on the side in case there are skirmishers that we need to fend off. They can't really beat anything in melee, but they're just good screening. In case we need to push back skirmishers, other than using the limited amount of mobility we have. We don't even have crushers. So yeah, we don't really have much skirmishing to begin with. We don't have much anti-skirmishing to begin with. That would have been a great role for the lead belchers, but alas, it is what it is. We are not bringing lead belchers today. Gotta change it up sometimes. And we're ready. Oh, actually, let me just quickly group up some of the units. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, cool. Cool. Oh boy, they're doing helmet spam. Maybe I can still win this. Maybe. Yes, warriors. Shit, that might be. Oh no, it's a. Oh no, it's a healing blob. Oh no, we're getting out healed. Oh no. Alright, we have to think about this. Let's just wait a bit, cause I don't have the magic to do anything. I need at least one purple sun of the roost to be up, so that I can dump some of those ogres in. Yeah. Dump some of those ogres into the fight and die. Or let them die while I nuke the halberds, hopefully. But yeah, halberd warriors, that is a problem there. They have the point, we'll just have to give it to them. Can't really do much about that. Alright, yeah, let's just fight him down with a shuffle here and here we go. Put them back. Ogres. Oh, I'm not around with ogres. Just general ogres. Have to dump that in there. See what happens. Come on! Just drop the spell in there, come on! Not wrecking them. Yeah, not wrecking shit. Unfortunate. Yeah, did some good damage overall. Just, not as good as the lead belchers though, that is still a problem. Alright, I think we can start the fight over there, since some of them are a bit distracted. Oh no! The Nurgle healed. Shift your pegs.
Big move! The meat's over there!
Okay, we have some body support.
The old world is our dish. I go!
Yeah, I need to get some snacks, so I'll dump him into the fight maybe.
Off we go! Run for it!
I mean, we don't really have a lot of good venues to take those fights. Yeah, we got counterpicked pretty hard this time. If I have Lad Bouchers, this would be a very different thing, but we're not finishing Lad Bouchers this time round, so whatever. If we lose, we lose. We accept that. Oh, they do have skirmishers, damn it. We're not getting the heals we need.
Let's go, Noblage! For the masters! Where's me master?
Okay, we have another nuke now. Where should we dump it in? Oh yeah, it's not time yet. It's not time yet. Oh god. Oh god. The so-called backline protection is gone because I committed a bunch of resources to try and give some body blocks, which did not work out, by the way. Let's just drop here. They're trying to dodge, and they did dodge a good chunk of it. Unfortunate for us. Yeah, Lab Bouchers is still away, boys. Lab Bouchers are still the way.
Looking for him.
Lab Bouchers and healing. That is still the king of
Follow the Moor's call.
Alright, cool. Let's just bring some of the bodies over. We have some units left here. These guys probably just gonna want to run away, honestly. Maybe I can try and squeeze another... No, we don't have enough Winds of Magic. Well. Yeah, I don't think we have this one, guys. We need Lad Bouchers. We really need the Lad Bouchers. Alright, let's see if we can just jump them, at least. And bring down at least one more unit before we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Next. Pull out. Just get some damage done and call it a day, maybe. One last nuke. Not that we have any better targets for it. We're nuking our stuff as well, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Right, no! Alright, I think that is gonna be GG. Army losses is gonna hit soon. Yeah, we needed those lab Bouchers, turns out. Yeah, it's just gonna be javelining everything on our end at this point. And I think not only do we need like one, not only do we need Lad Bouchers, we need to max them out probably, just to deal with, like, we have so much we need to kill. Mortar horses, and then the Dragon Ogres, everything is like the Dragon Ogre is trying to push the Lad Bouchers, then we can react with the Man-Eaters. Otherwise, we'll just have to shoot everything. If you don't take Bouchers, just take Iron Blasters and manually aim. It's very hard to manually aim in like a multiplayer environment, I think. I don't trust my micro enough to do that. All right, so Lad Bouchers is still a must, turns out. especially when they have healing to compensate for a lot of the damage you're trying to do. Just kind of mitigating those Purple Sun with the Nurgle's Fleshy Abundance and stuff. Very nicely played by Sigils here. A very durable, durable halberd build with a lot of skirmishy elements that harass my army and forcing my units into a very unfavorable engagement. Very nicely played by my opponent there. The Slaughter Master did a lot of damage with the Purple Sun, but unfortunately, a lot of that is simply being healed up by Festus with his healing aura and Fleshy Abundance. So yeah, not a whole lot of actual damage to the army, and we couldn't do anything. We couldn't even touch their Murder Horsemen because I immaturely committing a lot of my my mobility into the front line, trying to give those man-eaters support against the dragon ogres, which did not pan out well for me, actually. Those saber tusks definitely should have been kept in reserve to deal to either flank or just wait and see if there are any skirmishes units around, because I didn't really see them due to vegetation, and that was a big mistake on my side. Very nicely played by Sigils here, and then we are moving into round 3, maybe? Depending on how many games are concluded. So yeah, we're moving into round 3. So yeah, round 3 Sword of Torgold, and we are fighting Phoenix King, who is playing as Nurgle. Alright, let's bring up another... What do you mean by failed to host game? What? Throw out some APM to the rest of us if you have any to spare for manual aiming artillery. I don't. APM. I'm not sure what APM means, actually. You might have to explain that. Action per minute? I don't have. Maybe it's action per minute. It's probably action per minute, given the strategy. Given the strategy game context. But yeah, I don't have enough APM for myself. I can't really spread it out for everyone. So yeah, no, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Alright, let's see. We are facing off Phoenix King next up, who's playing as Nurgle. Alright, and he's in. And we're fighting Nurgle. So I'm bringing Light Belchers this time. I realize I can't fight without Light Belchers at this point. We need it basically for everything. And also, yeah, maybe we don't bring 4, we just bring 2 maybe, and see what happens. Yeah, we need some blood vultures in case they want to dev heads us. That would be a problem. Or maybe let's just troll with the army. That might be work too. Let's see. We'll still have to bring a couple Light Belchers because they're probably gonna bring Angels of Decay, and I don't like that idea at all. The deaths here are too annoying. We'll still bring Lure of Death, Leech, Purple Sun, and maybe Fate of Funa. We'll bring 3 spells. Probably gonna use like 2 only, but whatever. Don't bother with that. Yeah, I'll just bring that in case we're stuck in a fight or something. And it's just Novelers. And we still have some money left. Alright. You it is. A crusher it is. Maybe. Yeah, still don't. Yeah, crusher great weapon. Crusher great weapon is too expensive. It's not worth it. Gold Gag Man Eater. There's no point bringing this guy. Or maybe we can just bring 2 Iron Guts. For some reason. Let's just go, whatever. Let's see if we can play with the Death Caster at all. Or we'll have to just default back to the usual unit combos on the Ogre's roster. We might be seeing a bunch of Plogers though. That probably makes more sense this matchup. But yeah, let's see. The point is, I guess, is to just, if they're blobbing up, we just have to nuke the blob with Purple Sun and Lead Belchers. And anything mobility-wise will be dealt with by... Oh, map, shit, forgot. Forgot the map, sorry. Yeah, Lead Belchers and Purple Sun. Just experimenting if this is actually, if a Death Caster is viable on the Ogre roster. If not, then yeah, we'll switch back to play with. We'll play with Greases next round actually. Final round we'll go with Greases. We probably should have gone Greases this round, honestly. Anyways. It's fine. Yeah, actions per minute. It's been a while since I heard that word. Now we wait. Alrighty, we're in. The main thing I'm worried about are 1, Angels of Decay, and 2, those Rotting Riders. If they're bringing double Rot Knights, then I might be in trouble. I don't have a good idea to deal with them. Oh, I also don't want to spam for Lead Belchers and then bring some Man-Eaters. That's what I have to do. Plus, we don't have healing, so we can't really afford units that are too expensive that cannot be healed and protected that way. So that is a bit of a problem. So yeah, the Iron Guts will have to be our mainstay of melee power. Not strong, but they will have to do. It's more like a have to do scenario here. They are all I've got. Oh. Alright, oh. Move out. Oh, actually, let's just hold the ground here. start firing. Actually, we need to start firing soon-ish. Or let's just jump them. We don't really. I don't see skirmishes on the side. We can go and try and jump them. Maybe.
This way.
Yeah, that Belcher still hurts a lot.
Lead belchers. In my guts. Iron guts.
Nobblers!
Dead, dead. Boss says so. To the tribe.
Nobblers!
Okay, I might have pushed up a little bit too hard there and wasted a lot of shooting time.
The tribe needs it. The Slaughtermaster.
Alright, let's drop that. Right, let's fly away. Let's not jump in there just yet. Let the purple sun do its thing, and then we jump in. Alright, run. You know what? You guys can sacrifice yourself and tie them down, I guess.
Iron guts.
The Belchers, you might want to start running. Oh, yep, the lead Belchers are tied down, unfortunately. The front line is crushed.
Alright. Leader of butchers.
No.
Thundering fall.
Yeah, these mobility got blocked up a bit too hard, and they're not in the right position to do things.
Bring us meat. Hungry.
Alright, let's see if we can bring some units back in there into the center and help out. The Belchers, those are done for. Guys, go and harass them. Alright, start shooting into this blob, please.
Yeah.
Why are you moving forward? Stop doing that!
I feel the hunger. Let
Just shoot! They're right in front of you! Oh, the slope! The dreaded slope right there. Oh god, oh god, oh god, and the lead Belchers are dead. Oh god. Yeah, no, the lead Belchers are done for. Yeah.
Good little runners.
Misplayed my formation so hard on this terrain.
Foul boy. Find a mill.
Nobbler trappers! Run away!
They die.
Alright, shoot them, I guess.
Let's get 'em!
Not much else I can really do here. And the throwing axes are coming. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jump back in, try and charge them maybe.
Fresh meat.
Drop another spell in the middle of everything and see how much we can nuke them for. Oh, those Chaos Knights are not even in the right position for nuking. Damn it. That was a waste.
Leader
Oh well.
of butchers. I hear it's
There's only so much I can do here. Let's help those guys out a bit.
Slaughtermaster, moving. Off we go.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, there's no saving for lead Belchers. And there goes all my damage output.
Cookmaster supreme.
Sneaky, scrappy. I go!
I probably should revert back to my default formation. Need some... Probably need more lead Belchers and a bit playing a bit more conservatively. The fact that I try to push out lose me a lot of that valuable shooting time. And I couldn't dish out enough damage to the Nurgle formations before my front line got crushed. Yeah.
God mouse command. Butcher them.
And unfortunately, I don't think
Iron
the Purple Sun is yeah, the Purple Sun is not exactly great for, like, the Purple Sun buff definitely is not a great thing, and like, it's not bad, it's just not very useful for the Ogre Kingdoms, because the Ogres with the Lad Belchers they already have means to crush infantry blobs. They don't need the Purple Sun. Next time I'm gonna try out Greases actually. Greases with his new stuff would be fun to play.
Iron guts. Hungry.
Alright, send in those Iron Guts, can see if we can charge in. And get one final YOLO charge. Nope, guess they're not getting it. Getting debuffed to hell. Yeah,
I feel the hunger.
get some damage in. Not that it's anything useful. Yeah, I got some good damage with the Purple Sun, but the rest of the army is just not really there to do the damage.
Scrambling! Better place! Shiny's there!
Escape from me.
I guess, let me think. This is versus Nurgle. What I can do is cut those Lead Belchers. Just keep these Blood Vultures and Saber Tusks and play them a bit more conservatively. Only drop them on the Marauder Hunters. And, I mean, there's really no need for the Purple Sun in that case. Yeah, I don't think Purple Sun is the way. I just get swarmed. From the glimpse of damage value we saw from those Chaos Knights, one got 2,300 gold worth of damage value, because they were not really challenged in any way in melee. And the Lab Belchers were either busy or just kind of overwhelmed or dead. So yeah, they managed to just run around and just running, charging down everything they see. Excuse me, I'm just gonna grab a quick snack since I haven't had dinner yet. But yeah, let's see whether we have round 4 or round 3. Yep, looks like we have a final round. We're fighting Skavens from Borain. Alright, yeah, let me just quickly set up another... Yeah, there we go. And we are on Galbaras, by the way. Oh, looks like they've set up a lobby already, so I'm just gonna jump over. Yeah, seems like something I do notice is that seems like players are more leaning into the infantry plus monsters when they're fighting against Ogre Kingdoms. Because Ogre Bulls aren't really good at fighting monsters, and Nobblers are extremely easy to get crushed as long as you throw in some kind of monsters against them. So, yeah. That is going to be a weakness of... That is a weakness of the Ogre Kingdom's front line there. Which is they're not really reliable, mostly just using Nobblers to buff up, pad out the numbers. And any... sturdier unit is extremely expensive, and you can't really bring that many of them. Oh wait, should I just bring a Paymaster, actually? That'll be funny. Paymaster or Greases, one of them. Greases has 40 speed, it's not bad. He does have monstrous impact with his melee attack. Would be funny if he smacks someone in the face and suddenly they're now down to 40% speed. But there's not really any point in bringing the guy. Wait. Maybe this is still... Maybe this is still... a scenario where I should bring... Maybe this is still a scenario where I should bring a Death Caster. And then I just... Greases leading the army, should I get an ogre? Let's just get a paymaster. I'll play with Greases some other time. Glorious Gold, Cash Cascade, and Death Caster with Spirit Leech, Purple Sun, and Fate of Buna. Purple Sun in case we need to deal with ON. And this guy. Purple Sun in case we need to deal with actually, sorry. I'm still thinking. Purple Sun in case we need to deal with like Storm Vermin blobs. That would be a nuisance. Our front line is probably gonna get covered in Rattling Gun shot, so yeah, which is why we have a Fate of Buna caster, but let's bring a couple Ogre Pistol. One Ogre Pistol? Expensive. Too expensive. And use some Nobblers to pad out the numbers again. That, and then... let's take one item away. Maybe let's not bother with this, because not gonna be... Alright, let's do this and see what happens. It's been a while since I bring a trio of Ogre Paymasters, Butcher, and Ashen Man-Eater. We shall see what happens here. Yeah, let's go. This is gonna be a dumb build, but whatever, let's go. It's one thing that dwarves can shoot above ball holes, but I would expect different from ogres. Nope. Looks like it's the same from the wonky aiming line of sight mechanic.
Strength in numbers, right?
Alright, the ogre trio. I'm expecting some Rattling Gun shenanigans, so I might need that I might need that Fate of Buna fairly soon. And if I use a Fate of Buna, that means I won't be able to use Purple Sun for a good while. Or I can just use these Vanguard Deploy units to jump those yeah, to jump those hold on. To jump those weapons teams, maybe. Maybe. That's a maybe. Trio, and then a shooter unit. And mobility. Infantry formation and mobility. There we go. Ready when my opponent is, so ready when you are, good luck, have fun. Oh god. There's a skirmisher build. There's a skirmisher Skaven build. Oh god. You might need to start running those Nobbler trappers back.
in payment.
Let's pull them back a bit. Alright, I'm gonna have to stand the ground on this one and just jump them.
Serve the ogres! Quick! Yes! Yes, boss! Fight! Hungry! That'll do!
Paymaster!
Alright. Let's just get some backup.
Golden promises!
Off we go!
Meat harvest! Action man eater! Sneaky in secret.
And yeah, let's just start smashing them down with these guys.
Look! Data!
Drop their. Oh, these are plague monks. Never mind. Right.
In it for the gold!
When do we eat?
Biggest in the tribe!
Fly 'em!
These are plague monks. Never mind. Made a mistake about their origin, but whatever. We're still gonna have to do whatever we can to nuke them or something. Oh god! Oh god!
Ordnance ogres!
These hounds are gonna run down everything I have.
Paymaster!
Oh, Plague Priest, why are you there? Hello.
To the face! Bring us meat! Soaked in entrails!
Okay. Conserve those mobility.
No problem, let's do that! Gut instinct!
And I'll start bullying their caster or something.
Meal time!
I don't have any good target to cast my spells. Okay, maybe.
Aye!
Oh, never mind. They are gonna be gone by then. Oh, so they still got out in time. Yeah, whatever.
Smart for an ogre!
And they rip through their formations, which is nice. Nice. Is that Trash Craven Tail? That is Trash Craven Tail. Oh, nope, nope. I don't want it.
The meat's over there! For the loot!
Start shooting. Or actually, just pick off those right over. If you can. Oh god, everything's getting shot to death.
Making bank!
Sure thing! Where's the mates? We's ogre mates!
Alright, that should. Let's just fart a bit. There we go. At least get out of there. I don't want you to get stuck anymore, please.
Loblaws attack!
Alright, we are retreating a bit, just holding some reserves at the back there. Alright, you guys keep running, you guys jump those.
Paymaster!
Why are you still stuck in there? I specifically asked you to get out of the heck of it. Whatever. Just get out of there, man. Get out of there.
To the pages! Earn our pay!
It's happening!
I should be able to get some healing back. Not get some healing, get some purple sun soon. Okay.
Run or no
Get down those rogers first. I got some good damage. Nothing too insane, but it's something, I guess. Oh wait, are you friendly firing your lord, guys? Please don't do that.
Leg it!
And he's got stuck again. Oh.
For the ogres!
Like a back shadow. Paymaster!
Alright, everyone get some leadership, please. And also attack and boost. Are you at it?
Prepare the meat!
Hit and run!
Paymaster! Down to
Shoot that while you're at it. Okay. Move on over there.
new feast table.
Okay, he got out. He got out. He just needs to get the heck out of there.
Guts boy. Snacks after that.
Smack them, please.
Escort in the
Oh, you
goal.
might just come over there and help out. Alright, charge impact is great.
Watch for ambush. I'll kill
And you come over and start killing them.
Time well spent for the more. Time for
Mop them.
smashing.
Kill the caster.
Smash 'em.
Help!
Yeah.
I don't even bother with the other flanks anymore. Alright, mope them and just jump the caster.
Wage keeper.
Jump the caster, please!
Powder guts.
Alright, you guys retreat a bit.
Roll those guts.
Fall back and maybe turn around and start shooting
There's
over there.
enough eating. Handy disguise, I reckon.
Yes, please. Start turning around and start shooting.
Ready the pistols.
Pick off those roguers for a bit. Just do as much damage as possible. Alright, never mind. You guys are going back into melee. I don't know what the Plague Priest has for stealth hit, actually. I don't even know if it's actually worth to try and kill him. Alright. Pull back.
Meat's over there.
Keep them in the fight.
Bug out.
Oh god.
Make him bang.
We're losing
Smells
everything.
something tasty there. Guts and glory. Salvo. How much for that? Pulverize.
Alright, psycho charging a bit. And start smacking everything down, maybe?
They'll never suspect.
Oh no, never mind. We lost the caster on the other side because we forgot about him. Tried to put him out, but that was not successful at all. And yeah, it's just powder guts holding the line now.
Away! Away!
That one's slightly better than the previous battles, honestly. Yeah, maybe I should have just committed harder into the melee. Interesting, I didn't expect to see the plague monks. I was expecting more of like a missile plague.
Don't want more.
But I guess because these are melee units, they managed to, my ogres actually managed to get into melee distance. But yeah, I don't think that matters anymore. Army losses is soon gonna hit, and that is gonna be GG.
Bad deal.
Yeah, I used like one. Well, we used two. Purple Son of Zerus. I managed to get some good damage, but yeah, the infantry-wise, the Plague Monks actually held on for so very long, and because I had to invest all the resources to kill them, the Night Runners were able to just run around and just keep kiting away, and Powder Guts did some good damage. Unfortunately, the melee characters didn't do jack shit. I was trying to use them to squeeze into a blob and kill the caster. Didn't work out. Didn't work out. They just failed to land those killing blows, and in the end, the Plague Priest survived till the end game. Damn it! Damn it! The Ashen Man needs to failed me. The Weep Ogre, man. I do love the design of it. Just for some reason, they really struggle to land that killing blow on a freaking Skaven caster. And Tredge was just poking away at my characters and just hacking them down, plus with a bunch of melee units nearby helping as well. Oh, also the skirmish fire from the Gutter Runners and Night Runners definitely helped whittling down my rather lightly armored characters. Yeah. Maybe I should have really maybe I should have just cut the Asherman Eaters and swapped the Ogre Paymaster with Grease's Gold Tooth. Maybe. But yeah. That was a pretty good game. Definitely could have used my mobility a bit better. And unfortunately, I did constantly leave the Butcher of Death like out of the fight. Well, not out of the fight. Constantly forgot about him and just leaving him in the fights. I tried to pull him out. He just didn't really get out, and by the time I looked back again, he got stuck in a fight again because either he lost his movement order or he just got caught. So yeah, that was quite unfortunate. He probably could have survived a little bit longer for some Spirit Leeches. Spirit Leech is probably a better use of the magic, honestly, to kill the characters, and then it will be easier to route all these Skaven infantry. But yeah, the Rat Ogres did fine, but mostly it's the Action Triads did that well, and mostly the Gutter Runners and Night Runners carrying the day here. Yeah. GG to my opponent. The damage value on the Skaven isn't that high because I don't really have any healing. I only use one army tier 3 army ability once, and that's about it. Yeah. Oh wait, because the Plague Monks are good at killing infantry, the Nobblers got trashed pretty hard. And even the Ogre Bulls struggle because either they're being shot by the Night Runners or there are Red Ogres reinforcing the Skaven infantry, which they struggle against. So yeah, GG. But yeah, Powder Guts definitely try to carry. It's just there's too much on their shoulders. Anyways, that is it for our live battle rounds. I think that might have we might have, well, there's still one more game going on in the background, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, other than that, that's gonna conclude our Wednesday Faction Wars live battles. We'll start casting the replay, but first I need to collect them first. Okay, let me just pick up the replay files and then we should be good to go. We don't have a lot of turnout today, just a decent small tourney, so it's gonna be quite quick. Okay, so this is the one we saw halfway and had to leave, and I think there are still some replays coming in for round 4. Oh, that's round 1, round 2. Oh. I don't think I got a replace for round 3 yet. So, yeah, we might have to wait a bit more. We do have the first couple rounds, so we should be good for on those. And yeah, round 4 has concluded. We have a winner. And let me just quickly type that out first. Okay, so yeah, let me just quickly pick up the replays and we should be good to go with the games. Okay. Alright, this is the game that we had to jump out halfway through. So let's go back in here. If we remember correctly, it's a very strong Slaanesh infantry rush versus a greenskin box with Orc Boys spears and some Orc big guns. And yeah, let's jump back in again. See what happens. Now I think that orcs are just gonna try and form a defensive perimeter around a little bit of this impassable terrain, something that the Slaanesh can't bypass and threaten their flank with. Or maybe they just kind of like give up on that actually. Yeah, the impassable terrain will be guarding a corner, but that's about it. Vindictive Glare straight from the Goblin Great Shaman, trying to chip away the health of this Exalted Keeper of Secrets. While the Night Gobbles and the 8-Peak Loonies specifically, and the Orc Boy Spears are just holding their position, waiting for their opponent to close in. Ruglux Armored Orcs are showering their opponents with their crossbow fire. Though these are just devoted marauders, though they don't really care, and the warriors have heavy armor and silver shields, so they don't really mind getting shot at either, mitigating most of that damage. Even the Rusty Airs, if the Rusty Airs shoots at them, they also don't really mind. The bigger problem are the spinning loons, really. You can see it leaving a huge dent in their HP bar. And quickly, the Night Gobbles retreating into the back, they're waiting for the cooldown. Though they, okay, they don't need to recharge. They don't need to stay in combat to recharge. But anyways, Pit of Shade from the Keeper of Secrets, nuking the Ruglux Armored Orcs. While the Orc Boy Spears are just holding the position, waiting for those Marauders and Warriors to clash onto them. Although the Forsaken and the Exalted Demon and Rush will be much harder to contain here. And those Orc Biggins and the Orc Boys don't have a lot of don't have exactly the defensive stats they need to hold back those units. At the same time, Exalted Keeper of Secrets, after eating some missile fire and especially the sneaky, the Vindictive Glare, just straight up bypasses the enemy infantry defenses and get into the backline, disrupting those shooters and also luring those Rusty Airs into melee. And Bringers of Beguilement as well, trashing the enemy melee units with their supreme melee stats. Oh no, the Orc boss isn't exactly holding. 8-Peak Loonies engaging into the melee fight as well. Oh, and we saw like a point blank Vindictive Glare. I think a good chunk of them missed the target and hit the ground instead. But yeah, and a second spinning loon's not doing a whole lot in total. Yeah, did some damage, but only some damage. Not really enough to earn back their worth. And the Black Orc big bosses are just holding the ground. They're providing that immune to psychology, but unfortunately the psychology bit isn't exactly the thing that the Greenskins need to worry about right now, as they are just completely stat-checked. Overwhelmed by the sheer eliteness of these Exalted Demonists and Forsaken. While the Greenskin Infantry don't really have that defensive power to hold them back. The only thing that is still holding in the front line are these unbreakable 8-Peak Loonies. The Orc Spears are gone. There are still some on the far side, but they're gonna be stomped by those Forsaken soon. So the infantry-wise, the Slaanesh army is completely overpowering the Greenskins. Not something you see that every day, given the Wa trying to boost the melee power of the Greenskins. But yeah, they're good at offensive melee power, but not really defensive in terms of the fighting, in terms of their fighting capabilities. So once they're just standing there and taking a charge and something like that, they don't have the armor, they don't have the melee defense, they just kind of crumble. And the Chaos Warriors also just overpowering the Greenskinned infantry with their armor just grinding down in the front line, bit by bit. Bit by bit. Also poison too. And now it is just big single entities standing strong. Not really strong actually. The giant is now falling victim to those Murder Horsemen Javis, with nothing really to screen. There are more vindictive glare attempts trying to kill off that Keeper of Secrets, but the Keeper of Secrets is way faster than the giant Ragnarok spider. So they can pick the engagements whenever and wherever they want, while the spiders will just have to chase futilely after its target. While the rest of the Greenskin army is just getting chipped away. Point blank vindictive glare, taking out a good chunk of health from the exalted Keeper of Secrets. He might want to get the hell out of there, but I guess he just stays in, and as long as he doesn't take a single hit, he will be fine. And seems like Army Loss's hit before that Keeper of Secrets has fallen. So yeah. Unfortunately, the Goblin Great Shaman is just not exactly the best melee fighter. Struggling to land that killing blow on the exalted Keeper of Secrets. And the exalted Keeper of Secrets somehow managing to keep his leadership together and not falling into demonic instability crumble, probably because he's winning combat. So yeah, he survived with 30 HP in the end. While it's pretty much the rest of the army is just pretty straightforward. The Slaanesh army outclassing the Greenskins entirely with their melee stats in terms of melee infantry. So the Orc Boys and Orc Bacons fall, and also the missile units weren't able to sit there and fire because of the exalted Keeper of Secrets jumping straight into the middle of the box, disrupting the shooting. Oh, there's a broken tusk mob, but without being stuck in melee and just grinding in a box isn't exactly their play style. Well, the giant didn't really do much here. If this giant was fighting against something like Azazel, he would be really good, just slapping Azazel left, right, and center. But this is an exalted Keeper of Secrets. They can get out of the blob really fast enough and just avoid being caught by the giant. While something like Azazel might be stuck in a blob and just get slapped by a giant and caught. But there's no such concern for the exalted Keeper of Secrets. And yeah, the Goblin Grey Shaman did some really good damage. The giant unfortunately just taking away a lot of funds from the front line while not generating his value. Goblin Great Shaman is pretty decent in my opinion. He is very good. Like, he has a lot of single entity targeting abilities, right? He can fight large targets with a lot of HP and anti-large bonus. And then he has Vindictive Glare, and he has this direct damage thingy. I forgot the name of it. Really strong since the Ragnarok buff. Yeah, fair. I actually didn't really play much with Ragnarok, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, the Black Orc Big Boss, they were there to provide an immune to psychology, but the terror routing isn't the primary concern here. It was the stats. It was the pure stats of those melee units. And Orc Boys, unfortunately, is just not up to the task. Yeah, that is the first game for the replays. The Great Clapping one. Actually, let me just download the rest of the replays, and then we can go back to casting. Okay, I think that's all the replays we're getting today. So yeah. Oh wait, no, we have one more. Give me a second. Okay, I think that's everything we're getting for today. Next up, we have Nurgle from Phoenix King versus Sigos with Warriors of Chaos. Phoenix King here going with calling this replay the Great Clapping one. Bad versus bad guys. What do you mean bad guys calling in sick? If anything, Nurgle is the bad guys who do not want to call in sick even if they're sick, because they need to spread Papa's love. If anything. But yeah, Nurgle army going with the Nurglings in the front line, backed up by some Plague Bearers and a line of Chaos Knights with lances. And in the skies, a few Chaos Furies and a single Exalted Great Unclean one. With Miasma of Pestilence to reduce enemy damage output and Stream of Corruption to whittle enemy down. No active healing I guess he's just here to spread Papa's love and just drain down enemy with debuffs and damage. And of course the Mortis engine in fact as well. As for the other side, Warriors of Chaos going for a kite heavy build. 6 whole Marauder horses, 2 of them from the Tinge variant. And a line of Marauders in front. Oh, more Giants actually. 2 Chaos Giants leading the army is Archaon the Ever-Chosen. Plus a single Knights of Immolation ready to drop some fiery poop on the enemy army. Also, they do melee fire damage, so if they just fight the right target, they can cut their healing in half. Yeah. Anyways, the skirmishers decided to pull back, some of them being caught by the Nurglings, decided it is not a good trade, and just keep pulling back and now kiting down those Chaos Furies from Phoenix King here. Furies over chasing a bit, unfortunately, just eating a bunch of javelins to the face, and also the Knights of Immolation are coming in to intercept, and the cavalry also charging in, trying to crump the enemy Marauders. But here comes the double Chaos Giants and Archaon here, curb stomping these Chaos Knights of Lances. And you can see that 700 weapon strength. Well, after debuff it's like 595, roughly 600. Oh, Purple Son of Zerus, nuking both the Nurglings and the Chaos Knights nearby, seeing that those Marauders are a lost cause. He doesn't really care about the friendly fire, but the Chaos Knights move out of the way really quick, so it's not a big concern. They took only minor damage from the spell here. The Great Unclean One, though, is being targeted by the Double Giant and Archaon himself, getting slapped pretty hard. The massive weapon strength really coming in handy here, fighting those large single entities here. Making sure that every strike it lands, it's gonna impact the HP bar for quite a bit. So the Great Unclean One decided to get the hell out of there. Actually, this would be a way better blob for that Purple Sun, but I assume Archaon doesn't have the Winds of Magic or the cooldown to use that spell right now. Dropping in some flaming poop from the... Oh, okay, that unfortunately, the Flames of Immolation, whatever it's called, Searing Torrent, just missing most of the blob because those units were moving out of the way. And the Murder Horses are just trying to kite now, seeing that they don't really have any good units to fight. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of Javelins falling short of their target and just wasting quite a bit of the target, which was quite unfortunate. But anyways, the triple single entities are grinding, but at the same time, do remember that they are fighting a Great Unclean One, which have passive drain. Passive health drain. The Pestilent Decay is constantly draining their health down, and these are not Nurgle units. They don't have healing to mitigate those direct damage, and each second they spend around that exotic Great Unclean One is value being given to the guy here, and HP they're losing. While the Javelins, they are not in position. They need to be around the Great Unclean One, shoot him down. But oh no, the Chaos Giant and the double Chaos Giant and Archaon are stuck in this fight against the exotic Great Unclean One, who is absolutely clapping for Archaon there with no fire support whatsoever. Like come on, man, you guys should just walk around and start shooting instead of being screened by all those Nurglings. Oh no. And the Knights of Immolation are not anywhere near to help either. I guess Archaon is trying to wait and get a purple stand out or something, maybe? I don't know, but I don't think Archaon is gonna stay there for much longer. He is getting low in health, and as a result, low in leadership as well. While the Plague Bearers and Nurglings are just screening away, keeping those Marauder Horsemen at arm's length, far enough, not quite far enough where they decided to go a different route and try to get to the Great Unclean One, but also not close enough where they can actually land shots on the Great Unclean One. And the Great Unclean One just constantly landing hits on Archaon. They're slapping him left, right, and center, and there is a Purple Son of Zerus trying to nuke down the enemy cavalry, but he should have just... I feel like that he should have just used that on this blob here and save Archaon from the blob, because Archaon needs to get out of there. He is almost dead. One more clap from the Great Unclean One, and he's probably running. And don't forget, he is also constantly under the health drain of the Great Unclean One here. Same for the double Chaos Giant. And let's see how much value the Great Unclean One, exotic Great Unclean One got. 2,700, 2,800 gold worth of damage value. Both from slapping Archaon in the fight and also sitting around 3 very expensive units and draining their health away. So yeah, I think that is the end of Archaon. Well, somehow he ran into a bunch of Nurglings and exotic, regular plague bears and just got grind down even more. And he's now stuck. Can't really get out and just keep getting smacked in the sheen or something like that. And yeah. While the Murder Horses are constantly running around, throwing javelins at the plague bears, which is not great because those plague bearers have a lot of HP plus physical resistance, making those javelin usage extremely cost inefficient. They really should have just circled around and try to get to the Great Unclean One from a different angle. But yeah, we'll see if they can do enough to take down the Exalted Great Unclean One. They still have quite a few javelins left. And yeah, they're doing some damage. The giant is still holding, but we're gonna fast forward here. It's gonna be some skirmishing stuff. Quite grindy. But the Exalted Great Unclean One is still gonna get chipped away by the javelins. Although one of the Murder Horses did run out of ammo and just ran into melee. Oh, Archaon seems to came back and dropped one last purple sun. Got some good damage out, but yeah, the Nurgle army has been capturing the point the whole time, so they're getting quite a few victory tickets. Archaon came back though, holding up that balance of leadership for all these Warriors of Chaos units. But not sure. Oh, yeah, the Knights of Immolation got surrounded by the Knights earlier, which is why Archaon dropped that purple sun to bail them out. But yeah, they still took a lot of damage and but yeah, so they're not fit to go into melee combat again. We're gonna fast forward here. Let's just full speed ahead. The Plague Bearers are trying to hold the ground, but without their lord keeping that leadership for them, and also constantly being cycle charged by those Warriors of Chaos units. That is gonna be the end of Nurgle, despite slapping down Archaon and the two Chaos Giants here. The rest of the Nurgle army are just sitting very passively, and they couldn't really do much against the much more mobile Warriors of Chaos army. They were just sitting there taking damage and not doing a whole lot in return. The Chaos Knights with Lances did slightly better, but still not too great, especially the Chaos Furies in the early game were kind of being thrown away to those Marauder Horsemen skirmishing. But yeah, Sagos did a great job with the double Chaos Giant, just holding on and slapping down whatever nearby. And very deadly Purple Son of Zeruz as well. I would like to see those Murder Horsemen to be a little bit more proactive, to circle around the enemy defenses and get to the Great Unclean One a little bit earlier, but it is what it is, and it seems like they still have more than enough javelins to take down all those Nurgle units. Knights of Immolation, the Flaming Poop didn't really do a whole lot, but they still got a lot of damage done, actually. They are indeed an anti-large elite combatant, so managed to get quite a few kills, and I no doubt they have taken down some Furies in the process as well. Yeah, deadly Purple Son of Zerus, and I don't think he did too much damage in melee. The Great Unclean One had a lot of infantry support, and that makes Archaon struggle a bit more to hit the Great Unclean One. Chaos Giant did well, slapping down the enemy infantry, cavalry, and whatnot. And did some damage to the Exalted Great Unclean One as well. Oh, the slappening indeed. Indeed. It was just a slap fest between single entities from early to mid game. Aztec on foot in the Slanesh matchup. I'm not sure about that actually. Aztec in the skies would probably be pretty good. Like, you also don't need, I guess you wouldn't need the Black Orc Big Boss with his leadership buffs and whatnot, so yeah. And let's go for something. Oh, Greenskins versus Tomb. Because we're gonna see a lot of warriors. Actually, Slaanesh versus Tomb Kings. We haven't seen. The last battle is yeah, the last battle is a slightly different matchup with Nurgle and Warriors of Chaos. This time a different flavor of Chaos and also the Undead coming up as well. Scarbrand going with Ripple Necropolis Knights Halberds. It's a very mediocre cavalry, so I don't have high expectations for it, but we'll see what happens. Now, for the army build here, Slaanesh side from... Wait, hold on, is that Lorraine or Captain Tillis? No, that's Captain Tillis. Right, I kind of forgot which... okay, yeah, Captain Tillis playing with Slaanesh indeed, yeah. Going once again with a very elite ground force. Exalted Demonites, and a line of Forsaken. Yeah, and more Demonites on the other side. A single unit of Fiends of Slaanesh and a Chaos Saucer of Slaanesh with Slaanesh magic on a War Shrine of Slaanesh. With Rod of Torment, their version of Doombolt. And Acquiescence. I wonder if it's as good as Doombolt. That's the real question here. But anyways, Phantasmagoria, and that's about it. Yeah, he's just there to debuff and lock down enemy units. Interesting. I guess with such a heavy investment on the infantry, it's hard to catch the enemy cavalry if they just walk away. So that kind of makes sense. A lot of mobility on the... Oh wait, hold on. Leading the army is Sigvald the Magnificent. The man, the myth, the legend. A very handsome man. And on the other side, Tomb Kings. Well, is he a man or a monster? He is a very... He's handsome on the outside, ugly on the inside, if I remember it. That's kind of the setting. But anyways, on the other side, Skeleton Horses, and a couple Sepulchral Stalkers, and 3 units of Necropolis Knights with Halberds. So a lot of anti-large cavalry, but are they gonna be good enough for their job? We shall see. There's not even that much large units on the other side. So we'll see how good they are. I do think they are very underwhelming for their price, so yeah, I don't have high expectations. High Queen Khalida leading the army with the Venom Staff and Venom Wave. So a couple of damaging abilities with a support from Lich Priest of Nekara Lore. The Syrian's Incantation of Vengeance, very good against Demonites and Heart Seekers and Seekers. Jav's Incantation of Cursed Blades, and Nefera's Scroll of Mighty Incantations already being chucked out just to get some extra reserves and squeeze out more power recharge. As of army belts, now let's get the battle started. Sepulchral Stalkers are moving up, but they don't really have a lot of good targets. I guess they can start shooting at some of these Forsaken, but again, not really good targets for them. While the Skeleton Horses are flanking around, you don't see Slaanesh getting flanked every day. You can see the Venom Laser already leaving a dent on those Forsaken's HP. After all, the burst damage of those Sepulchral Stalkers can be quite significant. While the Halberd, Necropolis Knights taking so much damage despite being the one charging the Forsaken. Yeah, they suck. They suck. Even with their heavy armor, it's just not enough. And yeah, it's, they left some damage, but also took a bunch in the process, which is not great. Oh, Phantasmagoria trying to lock down the area, I assume. Yeah, pinning down the Necropolis Knights and allowing the Hellstriders, who dropped their attacking order, so they didn't actually attack. But yeah, what the fuck happened to these Necropolis Knights here? Oh, Exalted Demonites and Exalted Demonites. That's what happened to them. Got absolutely melted by those elite armor-piercing troops. Oh wait, I think it's just Demonites. It's not even Exalted Demonites, damn it. And Phantasmagoria, and that's about it. Yeah, they also have their melee attack lowered because of the Exalted Demonites charming them. How do you charm an undead? That makes no sense. I guess it's a charm from the soul or something? I don't freaking know. Forsaken have no issues beating, and also Fiends have no issues beating up the Skeleton Horses, and regular Forsaken grinding through those Skeleton Spears like they're nothing. Yeah, Demonites though, struggling a bit more. They're a bit more fragile, I guess. The Osirian's Incantation of Vengeance do hit them pretty hard. And the Slaanesh Doombolt didn't do a whole lot though. Rod of Torment, minor damage to High Queen Khalida. Yeah, Demonids, one of them crumbling, but the others Demonids are still being very strong. Once again, oh, Narcissism this time actually. And the Demonids are catching up. Threatening to kill off these Necropolis Knights. And also, oh, there are so many Slaanesh units coming in. Forsaken and Fiends who have just finished killing off a bunch of skeleton horses on the other side. It's just coming in to help. Hellstrider is trying to pressure the Sepulchral Stalkers, but there are some Necropolis Knights nearby, and they are just getting punished for their advance. But yeah, overall, I think Slaanesh do have everything under control. As the Sepulchral Stalkers are mostly unable to fire right now, and Demonids, Fiends, all that armor-piercing damage are whittling down those armored constructs pretty efficiently. These Sepulchral Stalkers are basically doomed. Oh, the Venom Staff didn't do a whole lot. Minor damage to Kill Saucer, but that's about it. While the Sepulchral Stalkers are getting absolutely wrecked, also Sigbolt himself being involved in the matter, very personally involved in the matter. Now he's going after High Queen Khalida, surrounded by enemy units here, being stuck in an enemy blob. She is not able to extract himself. Or she's trying to, oh, well, she does have a monstrous mount, so she's pushing aside those infantry and getting to safety. But overall, the Tomb King's troops, they don't have a whole lot of melee presence left. These are summoned. Shafty's disappearing in roughly a half a minute. Wait, this is first stage, so, well, a minute then. I'll give it a minute. But yeah, every time the Necropolis Knight's being caught in melee, it's up against a bunch of Demonids or Fiends. All of them with excellent armor piercing, and that means they're just gonna get wrecked in the process. And yeah, that is going to be GG here. Perhaps they should have brought those double. Perhaps perhaps the double arrow Titan is still the way. Maybe. It's rough. Like Slaanesh have so much armor piercing. It's really rough to bring any armored units against them. They just trade really well with those armor piercing infantry and cavalry and monsters and whatnot. And Hellstriders did well, just hunting down those Sepulchral Stalkers, the Necropolis Knights and whatnot. And you can see the Demonids did amazing. This is probably the one that wrecked one of the Necropolis Knights early game. And Forsaken trade well into the skeletons. What can I say? Honestly, this Kill Saucer of Slaanesh isn't even necessary at this point. Just the Seekers, not Seekers, the Demonids and the Fiends trading really well into any of these construct defenses of the Tomb Kings. And beating them down in melee, and as a result, the Sepulchral Stalkers were not protected and unable to fire and maximize their damage value in the end. Yeah, a pretty comfortable victory for the Slaanesh army here. Losing a couple units, but that's about it. Alright, next up we have Greenskins versus Skavens. Let's see what happens with this one. Greenskins here going with a lot of Savage Orc Boar Boys. Trying to go with as much anti-infantry units as possible, I believe. A line of Orc Boys, I'm surprised there's no Stone Trolls, because going after Skavens, I guess, would have been great to just crush the front line with monstrous infantry, but yeah. Weird kind of question, can you even call demons living beings? If the gods themselves are stuff of magic, then they're more so magical elements in a way. Yeah, they're basically magical elements, which is why the whole demon instability, there's the whole demonic instability crumble for them. We have Doombolt at home. Yeah, yep. That was certainly a Doombolt at home. It's a cheap enough item for what you get. Yeah, I think it's good if you're shooting it a blob of infantry. I mean the Rod of Torment. I used it onto blobs of infantry before, and it worked quite well. Not doing a whole like it does decent enough damage that makes it seems worth it. But yeah, Cool Bell tough to win with those units against. I think it's just tough to win with those units in general. Those are Necropolis Knights after all, and they're in general quite disappointing as a heavy elite cavalry. Anyways, we have Greenskins here, a front line of Goblins and Orc Boys. combined with a bunch of cavalry, broken tusk mob, 4 savage orc boar boys, and some rusty airs plus Ruglux armored orcs, savage orc boar boys, and yeah, swamp things. Swamp things does provide the terror, coming in quite handy against the Skavens in the skies. Azak the Slaughter on his wyvern. With Purple Son of Zerus, Spirit Leech, and Doom and Darkness. Doom and Darkness really good against the Skavens here, nuking their leadership with that -16 leadership debuff. For the Skavens here, a front line of Clanrat Spears mixed in with Censer Bearers, going super elite for the front line there. Well, they're still chaff, but these are not Skaven slaves, these are Clanrats. So it's more, these are the elite of the Skavens. And then the Plague Monks, those are elites among elites, so yeah, very elite for Skaven standards. Yeah, Skaven slaves at the back. Yeah, here's a chaff. Yeah, of course, staple. With Red Ogres providing a bit of a monstrous presence, Natty Bubble Sharpshooter to pick off any monsters, and maybe flying unit. And units, actually, Wyvern are also available, so there might be more than one flying unit on the Greenskin roster. Poisoning Globes and Warp Flame Throwers for the weapons teams. That's it for the main army build. Leading the army is the Gracier of Ruin, and Ruin only, with Scorch bound on the Plague Furnace, and Warp Lightning, Death Frenzy to add even more attack. Trying to overcome the Greenskins in melee, maybe? That is a very ambitious Skaven plan. Anyways, Nantibu was already opening fire at poor Azak, chipping away his health. And they're quite accurate with fast projectile speed, but still, if Azak is far enough and commit to juking, he can dodge most of the shots just fine. Probably just better to shoot at the Swamp Things at that point. And the Swamp Things are beelining straight for those Blackscap Plague Pack, one of the most elite unit in the on the Skaven roster. Oh, immediately those Warp Flame Throwers. Oh, shite! That is a lot of friendly fire. Oh boy, that Plague Pack just got slaughtered by their own Skavens, just getting burned from behind. Oh no! A very Skaven-y, but one of the most elite unit on the entire Skaven army just got nuked like that. That was tragic, or well, I guess it's just par for the course as a Skaven. While the Natsubu Sharpshooter, they're kind of locked down here. A lot of units are getting dragged by the Purple Son of Zerus, just not able to walk away or stand there. Oh shit, that's actually a lot of damage. Maybe if I play against Skaven, I don't actually need Fate of Unit. Just drop a Purple Sun, that would be fine. While the Apex Loonies, I forgot to cover them. I saw them Vanguard deployed, but kind of forgot about them. Just, yeah, Vanguard deployed. Sneaking up on the back of the Skaven slaves, but I don't think they're really needed here. The Swamp Things have managed to break through with the backstabbing Warp Flame Throwers. Don't miss the sneaky AP Loonies coming from behind. I totally missed them, but well, they just got their hitting up the Skaven slaves, so I don't think I missed too much. Damage meter should count for allies for Skaven instead of enemies. Yeah, maybe. It would be a fun idea for Skavens for sure, just to see how much friendly fire they did. But anyways, Savage Orc Boar Boy, seeing that the back line is kind of the front line is completely occupied and the back line is kind of empty, the Savage Orc Boar Boys are striking through the gaps of the enemy defenses. Blackscap Plague Pack, man, they are just an unfortunate bunch this time. While the rest of the Skaven clan rats in the front line are not exactly doing too hot. Oh, looks like the Swamp Things did take a lot of damage. So, wait, what killed them? I'm not entirely sure. Wasn't paying attention to them after they killed the Blackscap Plague Pack. So, after the Skavens killed the Blackscap Plague Pack. Anyway, Rusty Air is getting hit by a Warp Lightning, doing some pretty decent damage. I guess Warp Flamethrowers maybe? But yeah, Red Ogres are trying to hold the back line. But that's a lot of bacon cav. Although, oh, that one Plague Bung that didn't got hit is still fighting strong. Not bringing down some of the Broken Tusk mob, so that's decent. Doom and Darkness trying to nuke the leadership of the Warp Flamethrower, but their leadership is not weak enough to just force into a rout. There's a terror coming in though, so they are gonna be moving away. And if there are some Swamp Things coming over, they can just chase them down. But yeah, anyways, the sheer amount of Bacon Cap has managed to break through and break down the enemy flank and rear defenses. Plague Monks are still holding strong, and there are more AoE spells coming in from the Plague Furnace. While Azag will be keeping those Warp Flamethrowers on the run. And as more and more greenskins just swarming those Skaven position. Balance of power is in the greenskin favor, as most of the damage output from the Skavens are gone. The Warp Flamethrower is just not doing a whole lot this game. I need to rewatch to see how those Swamp Things died, honestly. The Black Scab Plague Pack, a very expensive infantry, is also gone. Plague Monk Sensor Bearers are all that's kind of holding here, and some Tattered Rat Ogres, who are being swarmed by Bacon Cat and the Swamp Things at the same time. Spirit Leech onto the Glacier Ruin, draining away the balance of power, and that is gonna be army losses. GG for this game. I'm gonna jump back right in to see how those Swamp Things die. Seeing Skaven get killed is a good day. It's always nice to see that for sure. Unfortunately, their spinning Luden Cast was spinning away from where I aimed right as I clicked. RNG screwing spell and ability cast as always. Very typical, very standard for Total Warhammer. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward here. Just to see those epic loons coming in from the back. Epic loonies. And yeah, the Natty Boobles got nuked by that purple sun, which is quite neat for the purple sun. So quite unfortunate for the Skavens. They're trying to move away, but oh no, they either dropped the movement order or they didn't move far in. The movement order isn't far enough. Oh wow, that was. There's a lot of friendly fire today, boys. It just kind of curved right back into the Night Gobbles. But yeah, that basically knew. Oh shit! Did I just miss those Swamp Things again because I was paying too much attention to the back line? All right, that's exactly what happened. I'm going to jump back in. Give me a second there. Apologies. Alright, give me a couple minutes to fast forward things. Alright, these Swamp Things charge in. Things burn down, but there's a lot of friendly fire. Okay. War Flamethrower did follow up with a second volley. And it did a bit more damage. But overall they are just kind of... Oh, they're a bit just swarmed. Oh wow, I didn't notice! Right, I forgot. The Black Scab Plague Pack does have the Plague Monks with Sensor Bearers do have that contaminated effect. So that is a minus 10 leadership. Plus the burned effect of the Warp Flamethrower. That is a very neat combo actually. That's minus 18 leadership. Oh, that explains! The Swamp Things are just getting crushed in terms of leadership. And with the shock damage and also overwhelming numbers of enemies swarming them. Yeah, they are not having a good time. Oh, well, never mind. Their leadership is stabilizing with the effects gone again. But still, they got damage enough. Kind of overextending and got kind of smacked pretty hard. Yeah. That is pretty neat. That is a neat effect combo. Do the Skavens have any more leadership debuffs, I wonder? But yeah, with the front line crumbling, all the greenskins were able to just push into the back line. They're shutting down some of these Warp Flamethrowers, Poison Wing Gloves, whatnot, and they were just not able to dish out enough damage to hold back the enemy there. And with all the units kind of committed to the front, the Savage Orc Boar Boys have no issue crushing the Skaven Slave backline, and yeah, it's a matter of picking off that Skaven box one by one. The Swamp Thing leadership was only stabilizing for a second there because Azak flew over with his leadership aura. Oh, okay. But after that, with that gone, they just couldn't hold on. Especially they took so much damage. Yeah, the Orc Boar Boys did some work here, swarming the enemy's flanks and backline, but Azak did quite a lot of heavy lifting, and then the Orc Boys punching through the enemy front line. The missiles didn't do a whole lot, neither did the Apex Loonies, but yeah, the Orc Boys did well. But a lot of that damage, though, comes from the War Flamethrower MVPs. The Greenskins MVP today, War Flamethrower. They're also green, I guess, so that kind of makes sense. Anyways, just nuking those Plague Scat Plate Pack from the back. That was so tragic for the Skavens. And the rest of the Skavens simply were not up to par fighting Orc Boys and terrified by Azek and the Swamp Things and whatnot. While the flank, like the Red Ogres being committed to the front line means they can't really defend the back line, and that gave those Savage Orc War Boys the opportunity to get through the enemy gaps and shut down the missiles. Nice stuff. Next up, Slaanesh versus Nurgle. The fastest versus the slowest. Alright, now let's check the army builds. Once again, some very expensive infantry, but this time a lot more expenses going into the mobility. 4 Horsemen of Slaanesh with some Furies and Hell Striders. I don't see any Seekers, because the rest of the money went into the infantry. These are all Chaos Warriors, so quite hefty in terms of expenses. Prince Sigvald the Magnificent leading the army with, once again, a Chaos War Shrine of Slaanesh, this time with a Shadows Caster in there. Yeah. With a Pit of Shades, Melkoffs, and once again, Rod of Torment, the Doombolt at home, with no Overcast as well. Now, on the other side, for the Nurgle army, front line of Plague Bearers, and some Nurglings as well. At the back there, Chaos Knights with Lances, with more Nurglings, and one Uncle Frunkle. Uncle Furuncle. Plus a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle there. I don't remember that Uncle Furuncle has Mortis Engine. Yeah, they do not have Mortis Engine, so the biggest reason of bringing a Great and Clean one no longer exists. And I guess they do have a... Oh wait, no, that's probably because it's Uncle Furuncle, so they don't have the... Oh wait, no. Wait, no. Yeah, the Mortis Engine is only limited to Exalted Great and Clean one, right? Yeah. So yeah, they do have the Devouring Deluge, providing self-heal and also damaging the enemies. I don't know if it's good though. It's definitely way weaker than a Fate of Buna, so yeah. At least they also have Spirit Leech and a Stream of Corruption as per all Great and Clean ones. So there's that. Yeah, that's it for the army builds, and we're just gonna wait for the battle to begin as Nurgle slowly inching towards their army there. Alright. Discounted Costco Doombolt is coming. Off-brand Doombolt is coming. Let's see how much damage it does. Not bad, but not exactly worth. The item is cheap, but oh wait, that's 153 damage value? That's not bad. Okay, never mind. It already earned back its worth. My bad. My bad. I underestimated the value it got. But yeah, anyways, for some reason, the Chaos Knights with Lances just try to charge the Hell Striders, but they kind of just walk through those Chaos Warriors. Still got some good damage on it, the Hell Striders, just because how fragile they are. While the Plague Bearers are just grinding against the Chaos Warriors, I'm sure. The grind is something that the Slaanesh army enjoy, but yeah, the Plague Bearers are just not doing a whole lot. Uncle Furuncle dropping a Stream of Corruption, I believe. Yeah. Onto... Yeah, dropping a Stream of Corruption onto the Chaos Warriors. But, or maybe it's the... Wait, hold on. Or maybe it's the Chaos Sorcerer, I don't know. It's hard to tell on both. There are 2 units that can cast the same spell. But yeah, Chaos Warriors have no issue standing in the middle of a bunch of Wet Noodle Plague Bearers. That definitely hits like white cardboard, for sure. Yeah. While the mobility of Slaanesh are just circling around, playing with those slower and much less responsive Nurgle units. Kind of just chipping away those Nurglings and reducing the numbers of the Nurgle army. The Chaos Sorcerer of Slaanesh is getting stuck in melee. but he's also charging up the Giver of Torturous Glory for that Mortis engine effect. He's probably starting the health drain now, but only very minor damage. Oh, another cast of the Rod of Torment. Still not doing a whole lot of damage, especially this unit has a lot more damage, has a lot more HP to go through. And he's getting some good damage done overall though. Malkos Mystifying Miasma draining down that Chaos Knights with Lances, while Sigvald is just pushing through, trying to punch down the enemy single entity characters and whatnot. Hellstriders and Marauder Horsemen of Slanesh continues to kite, chipping away the health of the Chaos Furies and Nurglings. While the infantry, some of them are faltering due to the Stream of Corruptions, constantly whittling away their HP with the armor-piercing AoE damage, but otherwise the Hell Scourge and Sword and Board warriors are holding on just fine. This one is heavily targeted by Stream of Corruption, as we saw earlier. So yeah, they're not doing too hot. But Sigvald chilling 1v2 against the enemy caster and the Uncle for Uncle. Another Stream of Corruption, this time on to the Chaos Knight. Oh wait, no. To the Chaos Warriors of Slanesh here. All the Chaos Knights with Lances trying to deliver a rear charge. Not doing a whole lot though. Oh, and also subjected to the Give Up Torturous Glory. While at the back there, the Murder Horses successfully kiting down everything that the Nurgle army tries to throw at them. And the Nurglings proven just not quite effective to deal with the Murder Horsemen. They're too fragile, they don't absorb enough ammo, while at the same time too slow to catch the enemy units there. Sigvald still holding on strong, as he always does, enjoying his 1v2 time against an Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle and Uncle for Uncle. This is a Sorcerer Lord, so not exactly the greatest melee stat as well. No doubt he is losing that hard against Prince Sigvald the Magnificent. He does have passive heal from the Crown of Everlasting Conquest, which explains why he is still surviving right now instead of being dead on the side of the road. But yeah. Oh, another Rod of Torment, getting a little bit more damage done. Not even close enough to kill him though. And Sigvald at the same time being tied down by Uncle for Uncle, and the Chaos Fury is unable to continue the pursuit against the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Over here, the Chaos Knights with Lances trying to eliminate the enemy melee mobility. But yeah, throughout the whole time they're just being whittled down by Javelin Fire. Remember, these are Javelins, so they have decent enough missile strength with armor-piercing values with a 7 per shot. More than enough to leave a mark on those heavy armor of those Chaos Knights with Lances. The Swamping leadership was GG, lore friendly battle. That was probably the previous battle, right? Anyways, another Stream of Corruption whittling down the Chaos Warriors of Slanesh, but they're still holding on and grinding. Slowly working through the HP of those Plague Bearers. And Sigvald just enjoying his life. Oh wait, well, no, Uncle for Uncle is slapping him pretty hard now. Once again, we need to see these Murder Horsemen move into the right position and start whittling down the enemy single entity. Specifically the Great Unclean one. Because right now they're just shooting at the Plague Bearers and not doing a whole lot. The Plague Bearers are a very tanky unit with a lot of HP, 11,600 and plus another 20% of physical resistance. They can tank for a while, especially when it comes to physical missile. But good thing is, actually, these Murder Horsemen of Slanesh do have magical missiles, so the physical resistance doesn't count here. But yeah, I feel like they need to start shooting at Uncle for Uncle, which is exactly what they're doing. And oh god, that was a devastating volley. They do have a lot of missile strength in general. 22 damage per shot. It doesn't even matter about the armor piercing doesn't even matter. And Narcissism pinning it down means that it cannot move away, cannot even attempt to juke. Not that it's I don't think it's even fast enough to do it, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It is now in army crumbling territory. The demonic instability crumble. Giver of Torturous Glory continuously draining away its health, and finally the Plague Bearer is actually using the sheer numbers, breaking through those Chaos Warriors, but it's probably too late. Uncle for Uncle is going down as he's already crumbling. And the Javis are now targeting the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle, who is almost at heal cap. And yeah, a pretty painful volley, a bunch of javelins showering him. There are still a lot of plague bearers left and some Nurglings. So I guess the Nurgle army is just gonna try and hold that capture point. Not that I don't think it matters though, because the javelins are just continuously whittling down those Nurgle troops. And that is going to be army losses there, with a victory belonging to Slaanesh, belonging to She Who Thirsts. Yeah, the javelins did some pretty good work here, whittling down the lightly armored demonic army of the Nurgle army. And got Saucer of Slaanesh on that War Shrine, draining away the enemy troops. Just sitting in the middle of a bunch of plague bearers and Nurglings. Keep draining away. And of course, Prince Sigvald, the magnificent bastard he is, slapping both the Chaos Saucer and the Uncle for Uncle. And just grinding through infantry as well. But yeah, mostly doing damage to the single entities. And yeah. Unfortunately, the Chaos Knights with Nurgle didn't do a whole lot. Yeah, I didn't even pay enough attention. Oh wait, they have been Malkovs. That's what happened. Malkovs is such a good spell against like expensive cavalry. Just guaranteed damage, bypassing armor and melee defense and physical resistance, if there's any. And yeah, cannot be mitigated by poison, and I got get drained down. And extremely cheap as a spell, draining down the Chaos Knights. Now the Plague Bearers did alright, but yeah. When you're sitting in front of Mortis Engine, you can't. In the long run, you're gonna lose eventually. With these rather weak damaging infantry. Javelins did well. Javelins definitely a pretty solid force in this game. But yeah, as always, Sigvald, very, very strong melee fighter here, slapping down the Chaos Lord, slapping down Uncle for Uncle, and everything else that Slaanesh was facing. GG, well played to Phoenix King indeed. Next up, Greenskins versus... Hold on, yeah. Greenskins versus Tomb Kings. Let's see if we have any more replays, actually. Yeah, we don't have any more replays. That should be all for today. So last two replays, and that should be the end of today's cast. Now, Curio here, going with the Greenskins. And we're seeing, once again, quite a few Orc Cavalry and a Boar Boy front line. Yeah, he's definitely enjoying bringing Boar Boy in the front line. A lot of not Boar Boys, sorry, Orc Boys. Orc Boys front line. Orc Boys in front, and then some Orc Boys spears, providing that anti-large as well. And yeah, just a lot of Orc Boys actually, holy shit. There are some goblins, right? Yeah, there are some goblins indeed, padding out the numbers with Orc War Boys at the back, Orc War Biggins, the Broken Tusk Mob, and the Morgros Maggie Marauders, AP Loonies for that Spinning Loons attack, and Unbreakable Infantry. Rocklock's Armored Orcs, and more Orc War Boys. Leading the army is, oh, there's one Orc War Biggins, other than the Broken Tusk Mob. Leading the army is Gorbat Ironclaw. Is there a caster? Yep, or Shaman's caster, supporting with Brain Bursta and Fist of Gork. And on the other side, for those Tomb King's army, a front line of Skeleton Spears with two Arrow Titans supporting double Spear Leech again. So Gorbat Ironclaw might be in some trouble. A bunch of Skeleton Horsemen at the back, and in this 20 we do have we do allow some campaign only units, so Hexrays are one of them on the Tomb King's roster. You can only bring 2 max though, because they are a lot better than the normal Hexrays with better stats, ward save, and spell resistance. Oh, and also they have access to the Realm of Souls passive healing too, so there's that. Other than that, there's Arkan the Black leading the army, and Skeleton Horseman at the back. Arkan the Blackwood coming in with Spirit Leech, and Purple Son of Zerus definitely going to be really good against the enemy infantry, especially some of the more expensive ones. But we shall see what happens. Oh wait, he's not on foot, he's on horseback, sorry. Sneaky Bolt Thrower are out as well. Yeah, I saw them on like the unit cards, but I'm not sure where they exactly are. Wait, where the fuck are they? Oh wait, what the? Just hiding away. They do have Snipe. So if they are hiding in the forest, they technically won't be revealed if they just start shooting. Thanks for the reminder, Curio. I totally failed to notice it. But yeah, they are hidden, even if they're firing, because they have snipe. They just don't have stock. So if they're hiding in the forest, hiding in vegetation, they can still fire without being seen. But yeah, anyways, the orc boys are coming in, start smashing up the skeleton spears. Morgoth's Magic Marauder is starting to chip away the Arrow Titan's health with their armor-piercing arrows. According to the Greenskin accent. But yeah, Orc boys are flanking around trying to get a fight with the skeleton horsemen and maybe get to the enemy rear as well. But they're kind of charging into the front actually. Trying to go after skeleton spears, but because they're charging in the front, that was mostly ineffective charge. I think that was a purple sun deleting the rusty areas at the back. I don't see any like melee threat nearby. Yeah, I don't see any melee threat nearby to work them down. So it's probably a purple sun. Ooh, there's one Ushapti Great Bows there. Opening fire at those Orc Boy Biggins there. Doing some really good damage, and the Hex Wraiths charging in, cutting down some of the Orc Boy Biggins with Skeleton and their Carl Horseman support. Goblins are nearby, but they are a little bit too far away from providing any support. Morgoth's Magic Marauders continues to focus on the Arrow Titan. Ashim's Burning Gaze, but not doing a whole lot of damage to Gorba Anklaw. And he's too far away for the Arrow Titan to Spirit Leech him anyway, so yeah, not great for the Tomb Kings in terms of spell casting, sniping out Gorba Anklaw. Never mind, there is a Spirit Leech, just I suppose it's from Ark in the Black. While the Arrow Titan, he really needs to use up all his spells before he goes down. You still have 2 Shim's Burning Gaze and a Spirit Leech, so yeah, it's gonna be wild. And time is not exactly on his side. As the Orc Cavalry are being dealt with by the Nekara Horsemen and Hex Wraiths, they are now returning to the other flank, to the left flank of the Tomb King's army. Oh boy, that purple son of Zerus against a fully blobbed up units of Apic Loonies, and the Orc Boar Boys, and some Orc Boys as well, doing some nasty damage. While the Broken House Mob trying to go after... Wait, where are they? Oh, probably trying to go after Arcan, but being trapped in here by the Hex Wraiths, by the Skeleton Horsemen. They are not actually... Oh, they're actually enjoying the fight. Beating down the Skeleton Horses with the Wa, and also Fist of Gork, using up their melee attack, and more importantly, giving them magic damage to bypass the physical resistance on those Hex Wraiths. While at the back there, Morgoth's Magic Marauders have worked through a good chunk of health on the Arrow Titan, while Goblins are just trying to screen away those Ushaptis, or chase after Ushaptis. Frontline wise, the Orc Boys has emerged victorious. Beating up Skeletons is a no-brainer for them. And now they're pushing on. And the Ushapti Great Bowls, unfortunately being constantly harassed by the numerous Greenskin mobility, they were just not able to do a whole lot of damage. Constantly being tied down by armor-piercing combatants, not enjoying life whatsoever, or unlife. Not enjoying their undeath. And yeah, taking quite a bit of damage, unable to fire as well. Though Gorba Anklaw is trapped in a blob of cavalry and infantry. Oh, just cavalry actually. Can't really squeeze out, but this is where the Orc Boys coming in. The boys are gonna save their lord there. Is that a Spirit Leech on Gorba Anklaw? That's from Arcan, or the Arrow Titan, who have used up all his Spirit Leech attempts. Anyways, at the back there, Raglok's armored orcs who have been pushed back earlier is now back to just fire and chip down the health of the Arrow Titan, while the other Arrow Titan is still very much healthy. But oh no, Gorba Anklaw getting stuck in the bluff for a little too long, getting stomped and grind down by the Arrow Titan, by the Skeleton Horse Archer. Oh, sorry, Horseman. He is being routed, and because he's so weakened, he does not have the balance of power to sustain the bar on the Greenskin side. Oh no, the Snackless Death Thrower, they have pushed out of the forest, noticing that they do not have enough range to reach their target from there. Which means they're also exposed to melee attacks as the Hex Wraith charges over and runs over the crew of the artillery piece. Another Shim's Burning Gaze, this time from this Arrow Titan, and he has used up all his Shim's Burning Gaze. And that basically took out... Wait, that took out the... Wait, the heck? Oh no, the Spirit Leech dealt the finishing blow to Arcan, to the Gorba Anklaw. Spirit Leech from Ark in the Black. And that's probably gonna be GG for the greenskins there. Wait, hold on. Oh, he's probably too far for the Spirit Leech, but he probably overcasted it. Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is Gorbat is dead. Sneaky bolt for too sneaky even for Casa. Indeed, it's just hiding in the forest, biding its time. But anyways, unfortunately, it did not work out as the double arrow titan was curb stomping everything. And yeah, the Hexwraiths did pretty well as well. But yeah, it's the double arrow titan plus Ark and the Black using a combination of Spirit Leeches and Purple Son of Zerus, doing substantial damage to the Greenskin army. I missed the first Purple Sun. I might actually jump back in to check again. But yeah, Gorbat didn't do much. He's mostly a buffing character, not really a fighter. And don't forget, he's heavily targeted by spells and by the Arrow Titans this game. So he took a lot of damage that he has no way to recover from, being in a unit with no access to healing abilities or items. And yeah, the Orc Boys did okay against skeletons, but that's because they're skeletons. And AP Loonies did a little bit better with the Fanatics cast, but just not quite enough to get there. The Orc Boys trying to breach the flanks, but unfortunately not doing enough either. Just kind of getting stuck on skeletons and their car horses. The Broken Tusk mob did amazing though. 1,600 gold worth of damage value. Managed to surround and beat down the Arrow Titan, I believe. I'm just gonna quickly jump back in for a quick recap. Alright, let's speed through this.
Questions? No questions. Whoa.
Yeah, Mangy Marauders did well, shooting at the Arrow Titan, but there's not a whole lot of wait, Rusty Airs were there, shooting at. Oh yep, here comes the Purple Sun, nuking everything, and a little bit of mistake with the Orc Boys micro walking into the spell casting as well. Oh, Broken Down Small were wrecking that Crawl Horseman, that makes sense. But yeah, oh no, the Orc Boys are being committed. Oh yeah, they were charging through their own greenskins, their own units, to try to get to the skeletons, which explains why their charge got dampened so hard. Huh. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of good answers against the Hexwraiths, although one of them would be Fist of Gork. But at the same time, there are more units just piling onto them, and Gorbat did really well in supporting his Broken Tusk mob boys. Although the Broken Tusk mob decided to do a movement order and try to push through those skeleton horsemen instead of attacking them, and that did a lot of extra damage to them in the process. Yeah, I kind of neglected this blob a bit there. The Broken Tusk mob did really well because they have been accompanied by their boss the whole time, receiving the Great Leader support. Plus 10 attack and defense. Man, that's a whole lot of that buffs and that's a whole lot of stat modification actually. Yeah. Mongrel's Mangy Marauders and Rugluk's Armored Orcs continues to fire, but yeah, unfortunately Gorbat is just heavily targeted by Spirit Leeches, and once he goes down, that leadership of the Greenskins took a heavy hit. And Snagla's Bolt Thrower didn't do enough to earn back its value either. Yeah, mostly Greenskin just got stomped by a bunch of giant constructs, as usual. Leadership is their weakness after all. AP Loonies didn't do a whole lot because it's all just skeletons for them to spinning loons. And this Greenskins build unfortunately did not bring enough to take down constructs. If Rugluk's Armored Orcs and the Rusty Airs are focusing fire on one target, maybe that would work. Just focusing down the Arrow Titan, for example, maybe that would have worked, but yeah, they were kind of spread out too, so they weren't quite able to form a firing arc. But yeah, one last battle for the day. Greenskins, Tomb Kings versus Warriors of Chaos, and that should be all for. That's one. Wait, hold on. Yeah, the Slaanesh versus Nurgle game was also round 4. So yeah, one last battle for the day. Warriors of Chaos versus Tomb Kings. I think I was going with 4 Marauders, 4 Hellstriders. And once again, we're seeing the Dragon Ogres. This time, the Summoners of Rage, ready to drop some Chain Lightning. And the Rotting Riders on the field as well. The Hellstriders of Slaanesh, and leading the army is Archaon the Everchosen. And on the other side for the Tomb Kings. So once again, they're bringing the Arrow Titan to the field. Really appreciate seeing this construct on the field once in a while. This time, double Arrow Titan again. No Nagash units, no Hexwraiths or Crypt Ghouls. A front line of Skeleton Spears backed up by 2 Arrow Titan and 1 Chosen of the Gods, with a few more, with a couple Sepulchral Stalkers and 1 single Skeleton Horseman. Already opening fire at some of the targets within reach. Leading the army is High Queen Khalida, supported by a Lich Priest of Light, with only Shim's Burning Gaze and Enkil's Canopy. That adds 60% spell resistance, perhaps great to counteract enemy spell damage, like the Purple Sun. But there's no Purple Sun here. Maybe they'll have to use it on the Burning Head spell instead. Anyways, Marauders are committing to the fight, while the Tomb King's army is just holding position, forming a defensive perimeter here. Arrow Titan is moving in, though, ready to curb stomp some Marauders. Oh, here comes a Burning Head, and the Canopy is not cast. That was unfortunate, as the Burning Head immediately deletes this whole line of skeletons, allowing the Marauders to now punch through, and also a free path, a completely open path for the Summoners of Rage to get into the back line and start shutting down the Chosen of the Gods. Hellstriders being committed to the back line, distracting those Sepulchral Stalkers and Skeleton Horses that immediately died to be an overwhelming force of 3 Hellstriders in total. And Sepulchral Stalkers also being shut down. The Arrow Titan tries to go to the back line to help, but the front line is completely open, and Rotting Riders committing. They got hit by I think they got hit by the Chosen of the Gods for a bit, but that doesn't matter anymore. They are in melee, and now surrounding the Sepulchral Stalkers, crushing them in that devastating charge, while the Chosen of the Gods also being caught by Hellstriders and the Summoners of Rage. Oh, there are some Murder Horsemen with throwing axes and Murder Horse Masters as well. They're now at the back. They're just slowly chipping away the health off those constructs with their missile fire. Again, Horse Masters using javelins, they have solid missile, armor-piercing missile damage. So, yeah. Sepulchral Stalkers not having the most armor in the world at 80. Not bad, but also not the most amazing either. They no doubt will fall victim to all that damage from the anti-launch of the Hellstriders and the missiles as well. We're now peppering down on the Arrow Titan. Marauders are pushing and just grinding through the enemy skeletons, and Rotting Riders, they are running free in the enemy backline, shutting down those Sepulchral Stalkers. Now going after the Arrow Titan, surrounding it with all those anti-launch combatants. Archaon though getting quite weak, I assume from Jim's Burning Gaze. Oh, another a Venom. Wait, a Venom staff, but it doesn't. I almost feel like it's more like an anti-blob tool with all the explosion afterwards. The impact, like the damage on impact, doesn't do a whole lot, so it's probably more an anti-blob tool. Either ways, Archaon the Everchosen is getting worked down. Oh, the Spirit Leech spam once again from the Arrow Titan. That's probably what killed him. I mean, it's not gonna be enough to kill him specifically, but yeah, that's a lot of Shim's Burning Gaze available on the field as well, so that might help. That's a Chain Lightning from the Summoners of Rage, who have managed to take down. Oh yeah, they have managed to take down the Chosen of the Gods. It's completely gone. A very important source of damage taken out on the Tomb King side. Unfortunate for them, for sure. Jim's Burning Gaze spam. So close, but yet so far. Not, just barely Like almost able to finish off Archeon, but just not quite there just yet. Needs another Shim's Burning Gaze. There's still one more cast, and there comes one final Shim's Burning Gaze. Maybe it will take out Archeon. Archeon is trying to juke, and nope, it completely hits. It fully hits Archeon. And Archeon, what? The guy just disappeared from the ground. Okay. Anyways. Things are looking interesting now. It is just single entities on the Tomb King side, the Double Arrow Titan, who is standing tall. But they have used up all their spells. No more spellcasting abilities for them. Wait, no, there's still one Shim's Burning Gaze and one Spirit Leech. No good targets to use it on, though. As the rest of the Chaos Army are all multi-entity units. Especially the Summoners of Rage, really good against those large constructs. And at the same time, the skirmishing units are still on the field. In one final Shim's Burning Gaze, but doing very negligible damage onto the Rotting Riders. While the Arrow Titans are separated, surrounded by anti-large units. And there are still those skirmishing units that can whittle them down. So we can probably just fast forward here. As the Arrow Titans are surrounded and overwhelmed and whittled down by those javelins and throwing axes. And beating them in melee. Sorry, just gonna do a quick recap. I want to see how Archeon being worked down there, as he did take a lot of damage in the earlier game. But yeah, just gonna quickly have a look at that, and we'll go into army performances and then conclude today's stream. Alright. Yeah, spell spam time. Spirit Leech. And did he just overcast damage himself? A little bit, I think. That was an overcast Burning Head after all. But yeah, he got hit by spells. Shim's Burning Gaze, Spirit Leeches. Oh, High Queen Kalita. Of course, she is an armor-piercing combatant on the snake, so... Okay. And the Arrow Titan coming into Curbstomp Archeon as well. Okay, that makes a bit more sense, actually, yeah. And Spirit Leech spam. The Venom Staff didn't do a whole lot. Shim's Burning Gaze did a little bit more damage, and he's extremely weak now. Juking those Shim's Burning Gaze and Venom Staff. I feel like the Venom Staff is probably better just to dump it on infantry or the skirmishing cav, maybe, with all the explosions afterwards. Yeah. But it's the spell spam from the Double Arrow Titan sniping out Archeon. But in the end, it doesn't really matter, as the Summoners of Rage and the Rotting Riders are completely unchallenged. So a very nice game from both players, seeing some less common units, the Arrow Titan on Tomb King sides, and the Summoners of Rage on the Warriors of Chaos side. The Summoners of Rage got some excellent value, beating up all the constructs with nothing to really stop them. And some of the Hell's Riders got some solid value as well. Rotting Riders trade really well into all the constructs. Well, Archeon got a good Burning Head and did some damage in melee, but got curb stomped by Arrow Titan and their spell spamming. And the Skirmishing Cavalry did pretty decently, whittling down the enemy constructs. The two Arrow Titan tried to carry it, and they tried hard. But unfortunately, not enough units to defend the missiles here. All the Sepulchral Stalkers and Chosen of the Gods got caught in melee rather early, and just got swarmed by the Hell's Riders and Rotting Riders and Summoners of Rage. And Kalita, Ironback is her value and then some more, did really well. Also a very rarely seen Lord, but yeah, she did well, beating up Archeon. But alas, that was not enough here, as the missiles did not carry their own weight. Oh, I see I came back in perfect moment. For Archeon's death, but yeah, or the end of the stream, probably. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's stream. That's all for the games for the 20. Thank you everyone for playing in the 20 and watching the stream. I hope you all had fun today. And that is gonna be it. we'll be seeing you guys, and we'll be seeing you in the next one then. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching. I hope you all had fun and have a good week, everyone. See you all in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out.